In order to achieve great things with little money, the owner of a Pakistani car bought a scrapped car for renovation. He thought that after a simple repair at the repair shop, it would become a brand new car that can be driven on the road. The self-help car that was just loaded at the scrap yard is the big treasure that the owner spent 50,000 rupees to buy. No matter that, except for the horn, everything else is noisy. After the repair shop's subsequent renovation, the fate of stopping will start again. Since this truck has lost its ability to drive and the tires have all burst, it is necessary to rent a crane to unload the truck first so that the repair shop can completely dismantle it. Although this truck has been parked for 8 years, fortunately, the rust is not particularly serious and there is no loss of the disc. As long as the overall outline is still there, it will be repaired soon because the fixing bolts have all rusted. In order to separate the car body as soon as possible, Fu also directly cuts it with a Yang Yi Kuei to save the renovation time of the entire truck. After the master cuts all the fixing bolts, the carriage of Xiu Chuan can be separated from the beam. Although the iron sheet of the carriage is already full of embroidery marks, the beam at the bottom is relatively intact. Because this time it is to be transformed into a 100-ton king, in order to make the chassis' load-bearing capacity stronger, the repair shop has to dismantle it and reinforce it. The master cut it repeatedly with the scissors, and the speed of the driver's disassembly is also very fast. The Pakistani master also enjoyed the disassembly without tightening the bolts. After removing most of the chassis parts, the wheel rails need to be removed with a high-end wind gun. This is why the owner dragged it 10 kilometers here. After all, this repair shop has a rare wind gun. After dismantling this truck and leaving only the bolts, it is thought that the beam steel plate has cracked, but this crack is a minor problem. The cracked steel plate needs to be cut and removed and then replaced with a new steel plate. The beam can be completely repaired and continued to be used. After a simple welding with welding rods, Fu also needs to break the fixed anchor head, and the embedded negative beam steel plate is separated from the beam. It is convenient for the master to use an angle grinder to grind and remove rust. The surface rust will also affect the life of the steel plate. After the repair shop has worked hard to remove rust, there are still many subtle deformations of the original beam, so the master has to use a hydraulic press to correct it to ensure that the beam can remain completely flat. After the hydraulic press has been pressed down and corrected many times, the 3 layers of steel plates are made into a hole. The steel plate will not crack due to the interval. Then the uneven welds are polished flat. The refurbished beam looks more beautiful. The sub-beam with rust preventer is re-embedded into the original position. The interval of the beam is fixed by the cross beam to prevent the beam from shifting. Because the repair shop has increased the number of cross beams for the car owner, the cross beam needs to be connected to the beam. The electric drill needs to be used to re-drill holes. In this way, the chassis can be assembled into a hole through anchor nails. After the masters drilled holes with the help of levers, the heating anchor head is missing. Although they do not have a high-end pneumatic anchor hammer, with the help of the wolf head and the mold, the fixed anchor head is also very beautiful. As the chassis gradually takes shape, all the suspension brackets can now be installed back to their original positions with new bolts. Since the original car's steel plate has been seriously rusted, the repair shop directly replaced a set of dismantled car parts, which not only increased the number of plate yellow steel plates, but also carefully selected each steel plate. After the plate yellow is fixed with a fork pin fish hanger, the foot is fixed to the chassis suspension frame. Although the installation of chassis parts is not simple, fortunately, there are many masters in their repair shop. For example, the engine and gearbox on the truck, the owner also directly replaced a set in the repair shop. After all, the original car's engine is not enough to drive the 100-ton king. Then the heavy, after half a day of debugging in the repair shop, this truck has now been successfully started. This 100-ton king can pull more. The owner also customized a high-end large carriage. What do the car owners think of the skills of the Pakistani masters?